This program has been presented by Storm. Storm, the Bowler Company.
It's our Storm Women's Stepladder Championship match here in the Bowling Promotion Tour. And today's match features the number 3 seed W.O.N Rhodes of England versus our leading qualifier, Finland's Elisa Hiltunen. Rhodes looking for her 3rd straight win in this stepladder, coming off wins against the number 2 seed Peppi Kunsteri and also the number 5 seed Becca Manning. Rhodes is also seeking her 2nd title of these televised matches, as is Hiltunen, so we expect an exciting match here for you. Tell you, we are back with our 2024-2025 season here on the Bowling Promotion Tour, and another series of 24 exciting matches for you, including doubles, team, men's, women's, and masters singles competition featuring bowlers from 8 different countries. All our competitors have bowled 18 games of qualifying at various locations around France, and we are here at Bowling La Sphère in Fontaine, Comte, about 200 miles southwest of Paris for our televised finals. As with our women's and men's doubles pairings, the 18-game qualifying scores were used to determine seeding for this stepladder. And indeed it was Elisa Hiltunen pretty much lapping the field in the qualifying, averaging 210 for her 18 games. The next closest competitor was her Finnish compatriot Peppi Kunsteri at 199, so Hiltunen with a distinct advantage in terms of qualifying, and let's see if that translates into a victory here over the hot W.O.N Rhodes. Rhodes coming off games of 223 and 227, so having a very good range here on this gateway arch oil pattern. Once again, 42 feet, 9.3 to 1. 26 mils. This will be our 4th game plus practice on the pattern, so it's certainly starting to carve up a little bit. We're starting to see some transition. We're seeing the bowlers move left, and quite often what that means is it costs them a little bit of carry, but we will see. And there is Hiltunen going cross lane in her what looks like her final practice shot, and we will see. I think our referee now is going to determine who is going to start the match. Historically, it's the higher seed that has control over who starts the match and thus who ends the match. Normally, if you're happy with your reaction on both lanes, you have your opponent start on the left lane, which means you get to finish on the left lane and force them to come up with the key shot if they need it in the 10th. So that looks like how it's going to proceed here. And again, it will be W.O.N Rhodes with 1 shot on the left lane, and then Hiltunen will bowl on the right and then the left, and we will proceed that way all the way through our 10-frame match. Here is W.O.N Rhodes, as we said, back-to-back 220 games, just 17 years old, conducting herself extremely well through these championships. And there is a strike for Rhodes, picking up right where she left off against Peppi Kunsteri. And look at this beautiful line position, lots of leverage through the shot. Rips through that ball, good rotation and a solid strike to kick things off for W.O.N Rhodes. Now our first look at Elisa Hiltunen, who is a PWBA member, and she is on the right lane again. Most people playing right up the track here. Good shot, kicks the 10 and matches the strike by Rhodes, does Hiltunen. Good shot there. Hiltunen is 31 years old and a PWBA player, as we said. Look at the 6-pin kick, the 10 out. That's what you're looking for on the shot that comes up a little bit late to the pocket. So good for her, and here we go. As we said, expecting an explosive match here on this Gateway Arch oil pattern. My name is Bruce Hall. I'm your international commentator for these matches. Shout out to our friend and promoter Bruno Bidone and Marc Chavet, who provide the French commentary for these matches. There is a shot to the right. Will it recover? And it won't. And the 7-pin goes out late, leaving just the 2-4-5 for Elisa Hiltunen. She got through it very nicely, very deep at the line. Tried to give it all she had, but didn't have quite enough to get up the hill and get back to the pocket. So she'll leave a variation on the bucket combination, the 2-4-5. She'll go cross lane with her plastic ball and straight at this spare. Hiltunen been bowling for 21 years. Maintains a 207 average right now. And good cover there on the 2-4-5. We've seen these Finnish ladies pair up in the women's doubles competition. They won that title, defeating Becca Manning and Charlie Burton Williams for the women's doubles title. And then in the mixed doubles, it was Yvonne Rhodes and Becca's husband Phil Manning in a thriller of a finish over top seeds Hiltunen and Kenny B.O. So Hiltunen looking for a little bit of payback here, you gotta say. And that's high on the right lane. The right lane has been a little bit tighter, but any lane, if you get it out to the dry, and Yvonne has had this problem before, she gets it to the mid lane and the ball just picks up way too early. And that is the fairly challenging 3-10 baby split for Yvonne to convert. And that ball just hooks too early. Again, the bowlers have to be continuing to move left as we are on our 4th match on this same re-oil. And so things start to get a little bit dry. And do we have a ball return issue here? We've had some ball return problems on that right lane. Yep, there it is. You can see the pins there not cooperating to get out of the way. Looks like the carpet might be stopped there. Although the ball is spinning, so we're looking to clear those pins out of the way, get the ball to the ball door and up to lift and back down to the ball return. So we'll take a minute here. Tell you that we'd like to thank Storm for sponsoring this women's series and Cubica AMF for their continued sponsorship of our Masters series, which is coming up later on the same channel. The Masters stepladder, you can look for that. And once again, 24 total matches coming your way as part of the 2024-2025 Bowling Promotion Tour. And you can actually see Bruno and Marc Chavet in the background there, providing the French commentary. And now wasting no time, but the baby split does not convert. And that's going to leave her open in the second frame. And down an early 12 pins for Yvonne Rhodes. Definitely an error there. We have not seen her make many errors of that type going through. She hasn't missed the pocket very much, but she did here and paid the price. Rhodes now moving over to the left lane. And let's see how deep she gets on this lane. She's got to keep those feet moving left. You want to get the ball into that concentration of oil in the middle of the lane, and you can see she definitely did that, but got it way out to the right. And that ball's way offline, and unfortunately is not even going to get up to the head pin and leave her just the 1-2. Fortunate for that. And she gets certainly in. She knows she has to be in, but unfortunately the ball just sails to the right, never picks up, and goes right by the head pin on the right. So just the 1-2 combination here. Yvonne does not favor a separate spare ball, even for 10 pins and right side spares. Just flattens her hand and goes for it. Let's see what she does here. This will be just a pretty normal strike shot, no problem there on the conversion of the 1-2. But that does leave Rhodes down 12 pins to Elisa Hiltunen. And again, she made a small move here just to make sure she covered the 1-2. Hiltunen, as we said, dominated the qualifying. And let's see if she can put some strikes together here and maybe start to pull away in this match a little bit. Get that focus. Very deep at the line. Beautiful shot. Perfect strike there for Elisa. And no doubt about that one. Elisa was the 2024 European Women's Championships doubles bronze, trios bronze, and team silver winner. So a very decorated player is Hiltunen, and there is a perfect strike there for her. 2012, she won team gold in the European Youth Championships, so Hiltunen, no stranger to pressure matches here. And again, our referee makes an appearance. Do we have another ball return? Maybe on that right lane. We've had quite a few. Meanwhile, let's look at this. It's right between the second and third arrow, so that's the standard move left. And that ball turns up perfectly and goes through the pins the right way, as we like to say. You know, we see more and more of those big fans in use. With the big batteries, they last a long time, provide plenty of air. So bowlers are not much relying on the fans that they provide in the ball returns these days. They bring their own big fans and make sure they have plenty of air moving across their hands so that they don't get sweaty and they can make good shots. So there's the ball back for Elisa. Again, we've had continuous ball return issues on that right lane. And let's see how Elisa makes out. Can she double up? She's got a 12-pin lead now through 3. Can she extend it to 22? And a good stroke there, right up the lane, rips the rack, and yes, gets the 10-pin to go late. She shredded the rack, and the 6-pin goes into the sideboard and kind of rattles around a little bit. It's like, come up, look at the 5-pin do the job on the left side of the rack. The 6-pin leans into the 10-pin and just enough to get it to rock forward and give her that double. And that was key. So now this is the most pressure Rhodes has seen in this stepladder by far. She's down 22 and makes a shot. Okay, very good response there by Yvonne Rhodes, striking on the right lane. And now let's see if we can get the ball back so she can make her shot on the left lane. And watch this ball go through the pins. Boom. We've come to see that quite a bit from this youngster. Just 17 years old. Definitely bowling beyond her years. And a very, very good showing. Whatever the outcome, very good showing here for Yvonne Rhodes in this stepladder. Taking her time, getting the oil off that ball. It's funny, with urethane balls, the oil will stay on the surface of the ball. And with reactive balls like what Yvonne is throwing normally, the oil will absorb into the ball if you don't wipe it off quickly. And there's a shot down the oil. Hang on, hang on. Oh, a little bit high. And for a 9-pin, unfortunately, no luck there. And cannot cut into Hiltunen's lead. Got that a little bit left, but that's been a pretty reliable shot for her as long as she's in the oil enough. Her problem has been if she gets it to the right too soon, catches the dry, hooks on the mid lane, and then she comes up high. So that time she got it in the right spot, just a little bit high in the pocket, and does convert the 9-pin for the spare. But here is Hiltunen. She's just to the right. Goes to show we have quite a bit of area to make those spares. You've got that full width of the ball and the pin on the right side and the same on the left side. So you have quite a bit of room to make your spares there. Now, can Hiltunen put a triple together here and pull away even further? Beautiful stroke. And a little high. Can she get the 9 to go? She gets it to go. Wow, that's back-to-back. Friendly carry for Elisa Hiltunen. She gets the leaner 6-pin, and now, while Rhodes left that 9-pin, watch how she comes up a little bit high. Pin coming over from the sideboard, just taps that 9-pin. That was enough to get it to drop off the back of the deck. And there's a triple for Elisa Hiltunen. So congratulations to her for the triple. And let's see if she can get a 4-bagger here. And she's raised it to a 32-pin lead now for a 42-pin lead. And right up the lane, right to the pocket, and that's going to be a flat 10 for Hiltunen. But still in very, very good shape is Elisa. And again, a great stroke there. Ball's just a little bit late to the pocket. Most of the time, a lot of times we've seen that 6-pin carry that 10, but this time it lays in the channel. Now routine cross lane, but nothing routine about any spare in the championship match. Definitely don't want to give anything back here. And makes the shot. Very nice cover. And now 31 pin lead for Elisa Hiltunen. Can Rhodes cut into it? Very important that she starts striking here. She's got the last 2 balls in the pocket. Finally making that move left. Let's see what she does here on this right lane. She's gone baby split there, and then she's struck on this right lane. Let's see what she can do here in the 5th frame. 6th frame, rather, sorry. Take it out, and a little bit high for the 4-pin. And unfortunately, another missed opportunity to start a string of strikes here. When you've got a 30-something pin deficit, you can't really afford 9 spare. And she's like, doesn't look bad, doesn't look bad. A little bit high, a little bit high, and that's a 4-pin all the way. Luckily, not the 9 with it. And then right down oil line for the spare. But again, now it's a 32 pin lead for Elisa Hiltunen. And can Rhodes recover here? Uncharacteristic. Normally by now, Rhodes has put at least a double or a triple together in her game and is struggling now for carry. I think as she moves in, she's having a harder time finding the range to get the ball through the pins the right way. Especially in that right lane. Seems like she's coming up high on that lane a little bit, when it historically has hooked a little bit less. Now the left lane, down the oil, good shot. Oh, went right through the break point that time, and that's the risk. You go inside to the oil because you have to. If you get it out to the mid lane too soon and to the right, it hooks. And if you get it in and you pull it down the oil, because of the 9-to-3 ratio, it skids. So this is what we call a cliff, unfortunately. It makes the lanes harder to play. Even though there's oil inside and dry outside, it can work against you sometimes if you have good rotation on the shot. And unfortunately there is a miss on the 2-8 combination for Rhodes. And that's going to be 8-1. That's going to put her in a further hole now as we move to the second half of this match. She caught that oil down the lane as she needed it to hook into the 2-8 combination. It did not, and skidded by, and now Rhodes' max score is just 204, and Hiltunen already pacing in the 2 teens. And so Hiltunen comes up. Can she get a roll on the 10-pin? No. So now it's Hiltunen just needing marks to complete this victory here on the Storm women's stepladder. That's out to the dry, comes up a little bit late, and again there's that flat 10. The 6 drops in the gutter. And now let's see if Hiltunen can complete the mark. 4 marks and it's a winner if she gets to the 2 teens. And she goes cross lane to the 10-pin. Routine conversion there. Very nice pickup there. Now, unfortunately, 158 to 114 in the 7th. That's a 44-pin lead for Elisa Hiltunen. And just needs to beat 204 at this point, so that's really her target. And she just needs 3 marks to do it, or even a double here in the 8th and 9th would do it. So looking very good for Elisa right now. And out to the dry, turn it up, and that's a bucket. Bucket combination, 2-pin. And unfortunately, same kind of problem that Rhodes faced on this left lane. Looks like this left lane might be getting a little tighter, especially down lane. The ball doesn't want to make that turn back towards the pins into the pocket. And so that is a 9-pin, but that's okay. Just fill the frame. And again, 2 more marks, and that's a lockup for Hiltunen, and that's presuming that Rhodes strikes out. And takes her spare ball, goes straight at the 2-pin. There you go. You can tell bowlers that have bowled on a lot of very difficult conditions, you'll see more often those players come out with plastic balls, spare balls for every spare. And that's because you just completely take the condition out of play. You don't rely on the ball hooking or overhooking or underhooking, and you just go straight at those spares. Rhodes must strike. Very simple. Must strike. And right up the oil. Hold on, hold on. And there's another 4-pin for Yvonne Rhodes. Unfortunately, I think her run has come to an end here. She'll win 2 matches out of the 4 on this stepladder. Don't think she's going to get it done against Hiltunen unless we have quite a turn of events here. And now she can only shoot 194, making this spare and striking out. And again, Rhodes pacing to 2-teen. We'd have to see a disastrous last couple of frames out of Hiltunen to see her lose this match at this point. So there's a 4-pin conversion, no problem there. Anyway, congratulations to Yvonne Rhodes on a great showing, and it looks like Elise Hiltunen will collect her 2nd title here. She won the women's doubles Baker competition, and it looks like she's going to win the women's stepladder competition here. And why not? She's high qualifier of the women, bowling extremely well in her 18 games of qualifying. And there is Rhodes. Get it. Come on. Oh, and a ring 10. And that pretty much will lock it up. And unfortunately, the most she can shoot now is 180, and Hiltunen will have that in the 9th frame, I'm afraid. So that pretty much locks it up. It's going to be just a cakewalk here for Hiltunen for her last couple of frames, and she will be the winner of our women's stepladder, sponsored by Storm. Thank you very much, Storm, for that sponsorship. And again, to Cubic AMF for their continued sponsorship of the Masters Series. We'd also like to thank our institutional partner, National Sport Agency, as well as the regions of Normandy, Brittany, New-Aquitaine, the departments of Calvados, La Manche, Dillon-Vallon, Pays de Loire, La Vienne, and the cities of Rienne, Chateaubriand, and Fontaine-le-Comte for sponsoring this bowling promotion tour of France. And there's Hiltunen finishing off in style, striking on the right lane, and that will officially wrap up this women's stepladder title for Elise Hiltunen. Congratulations on your 2nd title. And I'll see her again in the Masters stepladder. Maybe she can capture a 3rd title here. So great showing by Elise Hiltunen in her 1 game, pacing to 217 with 237 max. And it's going to come out as a lopsided victory, but Rhodes was always nibbling around the pocket and bowled very well. Just wasn't rewarded with a lot of shots that looked good around the pocket. And look at that ball come up perfectly into the pocket for a strike. That will put Hiltunen in the 220s. And we would remind you to stick around for Marc Chavet's interview with these competitors after the match. And if you want to hear something remarkable, listen to Marc Chavet's English accent as well as his French accent. You'd think he was from New York City. Voice of the Tour de France, Marc Chavet. And here's the crowd rooting on Hiltunen for her next strike. Doesn't get it. And she's going to be now in the 220s, which is traditionally the score that Rhodes had shot in her couple of matches. So it is Hiltunen posting the 220 score. So 220 scores are pretty much what it's been taking to win in this women's stepladder. And 225 possible here for Elisa Hiltunen of Finland, champion of the women's stepladder, sponsored by Storm here in the Bowling Promotion Tour 2025. And 225 score for Hiltunen. Clean game, very well bowled, and converts the 2-8 there. Now, Yvonne Rhodes, enjoy your last frame on TV, Yvonne. And getting some encouragement by the crowd. Yeah, really rip through that one. It turns it up hard. Turn it easy, easy. Oh, goes through the beak and leaves the 6-7. Unfortunately, that's going to put her 151. She's going to be in the either 160 or 159. Unfortunately, I don't think she's going to have a chance to convert this very, very difficult split. And I think she'll just either take the 1 or just not take any, and we'll see what happens here with Rhodes against this 6-7 split. She says, well, you know, match is over anyway. Might as well have a smile. Very solid performance here by Yvonne Rhodes. She should be very proud of herself. Oh, and she tries to make it and misses it. That's going to be 159, a much better bowled game than that score indicates. And congratulations to Elisa Hiltunen, our Storm Women's Stepladder champion here on the 2024-2025 Bowling Promotion Tour. Pretty close to making this is Yvonne Rhodes. Goes right by it on the right. So there's our final score, 225 to 159. And we'll see some quick stats here, and then we're on to Marc Chavet's interview. Once again, my name is Bruce Hall. I'm your international commentator for these Bowling Promotion Tour matches. And there is Hiltunen with that 225, 6 strikes, 5 spares, 0 opens. A very, very well bowled game by Elisa. And Rhodes, unfortunately, down to the 159. Could not put the strikes together to keep up. Here's the interview.
Thank you so much indeed. Alongside Yvonne Rhodes in the interview area here. Yvonne, it's been a tremendous afternoon. All these wins, and you went all the way to the championship match, faltering somewhat, but again, great performance all throughout the day. What's your gut reaction just over everything that happened here this afternoon?
I don't think it's processed yet. It was definitely an amazing experience, and I think once the set was in, I finally realised, oh my God, I got that far. And to come up against Pepe and Alyssa, they're definitely worthy competitors.
That's a pretty cool answer, to be fair. Just having the opportunity to bowl against some of the greatest bowlers on planet Earth. Indeed, Pepe and Elisa, for you, that's an amazing achievement in itself.
Yeah, it is an achievement to be able to bowl against them. Even like just meet them is amazing, but to be able to bowl against them and compete against them is just amazing.
Amazing is going to be the key word from this interview, the takeaway word of the day from Yvonne Rhodes of England. Indeed, amazing. Thank you so much. You were amazing today. Yvonne, congratulations. Let's bring on, indeed, the winner of the contest out here, Elisa Hiltunen of Finland as well, becoming the first Finn to win the championship here, the women's division at the Bowling Promotion Tour, brought to you by Storm. Elisa, again, great final, great matchup. It felt like you were in control from the word go. The difference in your facial expressions, your body language between frame number 1, frame number 4, 5. It felt like you went through a roller coaster of emotions. Give us a sense of how it was from your point of view.
Yeah, I really didn't feel calm at first, but I think I handled it pretty well. So that was great.
Lots of pressure handling, pressure management there as well, and a stiff opponent, difficult one, who beat your compatriot. She did beat Pepe on the road to the final. Indeed, were you worried at some point that she might just have what it takes to go and beat you as well?
Well, of course, I've seen her bowling earlier, so I know that she has got it. So it was really like, you never know what happens in these kind of situations. So, yeah.
And she gave us one of the greatest answers of the day in terms of interview answers just a moment ago, saying, you know, for me, this has been a win all throughout the day, just being able to compete with Pepe and with Elisa as well. That's an achievement in my career, in my life. How does that make you feel?
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
I haven't really had any, like, big success in the PWBA tour yet, so that feels good.